next thing we want to talk about is what do we mean by where a function is increasing versus decreasing. So up above here, we have a function, and we can see that at a, the height is here, and at x1, this is x1, the height is here, and at x2, the height is there, and this is b, and c, and d. So the question is, where do we say the function is increasing, and where do we say it's decreasing? For example, would we say the function is increasing between x1 and x2? What do we mean by increasing? We mean that the height is increasing as we move from left to right, not from right to left. So then we can see that from x1 to x2, the height is increasing. So the function is increasing. And between x2 and b, it's still increasing. But then from b, it starts to decrease. And decreases till you get to c, and then it starts to increase again. So how can we write this in a kind of more mathematical way, using less words and more symbols? So we said this is increasing. It means that the height is increasing. So how can we write that? It's a little bit, seems like such an obvious thing to do, but to actually write it out is a little bit tricky. So we mean that whenever x1 is less than x2 in some interval, so by some interval I mean, say from here, this could be an interval from here to here. So if I want to say it's increasing in this interval, then I have to say that for every x1 and x2 where x1 is less than x2, it must be what? It must be true that f of x1 is less than f of x2. So if that's true, then we can say that f is increasing in that interval. So that's the mathematical definition for increasing, and similarly for decreasing, to say that f is decreasing in, let's call it some interval, let's call that interval I. Here's A, here's B. We could talk about this interval, then I'd be calling this interval I. If I want to say that it's increasing in there, then it must be true that for every x1 and x2 in I, right? That means in the interval, for any x1 and x2 in that interval where x1 is less than x2, so in any case where you have 2 points in the interval where x1 is to the left of x2, then it must be, to say that it's decreasing, then f of x1, the height at x1, has to be less than the height of x2. But that's not just true for this x1 and this x2, but for any x1 and x2 where x1 is to the left of x2, where x1 is less than x2. Okay, so that's the definition of decreasing that we can use.